Hello, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a blog post in WordPress. So before we get started, we need to understand the difference between blog posts and pages in WordPress. Now, there are three things that makes the difference. Number one, it's the purpose. Number two, the structure. And number three, the behavior. We're going to talk about this as we continue in the video. A blog in WordPress is usually a collection of posts, and that means articles or entries, and they're usually displayed in a reverse chronological order. So most times you see that the post on the blog page is usually from the newest to the oldest. I'm going to show you an example soon, and it's often used for news, updates, tutorial. That's like a major purpose of blog in WordPress. And each of these blog is called posts. So when you go to your dashboard, one of the things you see there is posts. And the other thing about blog posts is that they could be tagged and they could be categorized. So say for example, you have a fashion website and you sell for children, or you sell for a mixed audience, children, adults, women, male, female. So you could have articles that is categorized for female, you could have articles that is categorized for male, stuff like that. Then the last thing about a blog is that it has an option for comment. So when someone read your article or read your post, the person could leave a comment on that post. So these are some of the things that make blog different from page. A blog content is also dynamic, so that means that it often changes as you add new posts to your blog session. You find that the blog itself changes to or adapts to that new post that comes on it. I'm going to show you an example of this later on in the video. Well, let's talk about page as well. So page is used for static content. So most times all the content you find on a page doesn't change often. They are usually there for like a long time, and they are not like always on your blog feed. So you could see example of page like an about us page, an home page, a contact page. They are not usually categorized or tagged, and they are not time based. They don't appear in post list or feed. So they are not time based. That means they don't change like often, and they could also have what we call parent or child relationship, but I might not talk about this in this video on pages. So I'm going to do a video on page. You could check that out later. So let's go to a practical example of a blog and a page. So let's start with a blog. This is a blog section on a website. You could see that number one, this blog has a big image. It's called the featured image. That kind of shows you, like, kind of attracts you to want to read more about the blog itself or the post. So you see the title here, and then you could see that also has an option. It shows like the dates at which this post was made on the website. It also has a section for comments. Comment basically shows the amount of people that has commented on it. That is like a short summary of what this post is about. So when you click on read more, it gives you an option to read more, and you can see that the post itself, they arranged like in a chronological order. This is June 5, this is May, and if you scroll down like that, you see May 6, January 5, and it goes on and on like that. Then it also has a continuation. So if you click on it, it gives the second page of post like this, third page like that. So say for example, I want to click on a post, one of these posts. So let's click on read more, and it gives us this option. I already opened the tab close by here, so you could see that it now shows the featured image in a bigger scale, some of the text, and you could see that this blog, for example, is a mix of text and photos, right? So there's a lot of photos, text, photos, and goes on. So you can see at the concluding part, it has an option to leave a reply or leave a comment, depending on what you want to use. This is an example of a blog. Then let's check an home page. An home page, like I said, they are usually static because the information they don't often change. and they sometimes have a section, usually have a section for blog. So you could see that this page, for example, has a section that contains the blog articles that are on the website, right? So this is an example of a page. So now let's go into creating a blog post. So before you create your post, you must have logged into your WordPress dashboard. So this is the dashboard, and you see at the right side you have the option for post, you have the option for page, media, and other options like that. So we're working on post in this video, so let's click on post. When we click on post, it gives us an option of all posts, add categories, tag. You could see that. So you could add, this is all your posts, this is add. Also you could come to tag categories. For example, I already created one category here. So when you create a new post, it usually fall on uncategorized, except when you now categorize where you want each post to go. So you could create a new category depending on what you want the post to be focused on. So say it's an opportunity post, just a spotlight or event or things like that. So, and your categories are often time based on what your website focuses on. So if you have a website that's on fashion, you could have a categories for children or male or things like that. Let's go back to all posts, right? So let's come to create a new post. Click on add post. Now when you click on add post, WordPress has a default editor, which is what you see here. It gives you an option to write your title. So let's say, so before you work on creating your post, you must have your article written down somewhere, maybe in your document or something. You must have written it down somewhere. So I have one here that I'll be using. So let's say this is the post I want to talk about, and the title is automating your business to improve efficiency and customer experience. Then these are the description and the desired photos that wants to be used. So like a flow chart showing before and after. So I'll copy the title, come back to my post and say I had this here. So like I mentioned, when you click on post, you find the default WordPress editor, and it's a bit limited. So you might not have some of the features that you need to edit your post further. So let's copy this text and just try this out. So let's paste this here. Now I need to add a photo down here. So you see that the editor in itself is kind of limited to number of things I could add here. Just link, insert, read more, and toggle. So you could always edit your blog with page builders. So one of the page builders I'm using on this website is Elementor. If you want to learn more about Elementor, you can check out the other video I make on it. So, but I'm just going to click on edit with Elementor, and that will take me to Elementor to edit this post further. Now Elementor has opened. You see that this is a blog, like it shows here. It's uncategorized, right? Then it has this the title of the blog here. This was the last text that I pasted here. But one of the unique things about Elementor is that it gives you an option to add other elements like adding text, image, video. So that means you could add a video to your post, then Google Map or things like that. But I just want to use the image option, so you could click here to add an image based on what this article says, a flow chart. But I might not go into this exact picture here, so I don't take all the time. But you know how to get your photos. You can always do that with Google or other means. So let's just add a photo here. Click to choose image, upload file. So say you have the photo on your on your computer or so, but I'm just going to use one. Let's use this one. So it's loading. So after you select the photo, it automatically upload on your media. So click on select, and you see that the image has been updated on the post. So you could continue further by adding other text, like there are other text down here, right? I'll copy this as well. Come back to the post page, come to add elements, add text editor, then post at the down of the photo. Then you could add this as well, right? And add other text as well. So I'm just going to copy all, then I'll take out the red line, red text, which is basically for the. So Elementor gives you that option to edit the text as you put them in, right? Just going to take this out, and you could as well arrange further as you want. You could highlight this, make it bold, and this as well, right? Now you could even set up the style and other things around the editor, maybe make it a default center, but let's leave it at this left center. So once we are done, you can see that the post itself automatically has a leave reply section. That's because it's a blog we are working on. So once we are done, just click on publish, and this is live. So if we go back to our post, page, you'll see that this post that we just uploaded is now on the list of available posts. So let's go to all posts. This was the one we created now, but you see that it's uncategorized. So it's uncategorized, it doesn't fall under any category yet. So like I mentioned earlier on, if your website is targeted towards some particular audience, it's good to if you're writing to focus on some particular audience, it's good to categorize what section or what category this article is for. So to just change this category, you could just click on edit. It brings us back to our default WordPress editor, and you could choose to use edit with Elementor or back to WordPress editor. So you could come to categories. This is an option of category now. Now add category. So add category. I'm going to call this business. Let's just use business here. Sorry. And add category. So uncheck this uncategorized and click to update this. Now if you come down, you see that we have an option that is called featured image. Featured image. Like I mentioned earlier on, a featured image is that image that you see at the beginning of your, like before you click on the post itself, you see a big photo or a small photo that kind of gives you this view of what to expect. So a featured image is basically the image you find before clicking on the blog post like this. So you could also set that up here. You could also set the same photo that you use as the entry in the blog as a featured image. Let's set it as a featured image, right? So this is going to be like the image that is featured before a reader clicks on the blog or read the blog. So click on updates now, and you can as well preview. You can choose to preview once you are done, like preview the blog, the post. As well preview the post to see. So this is the post, and it has the right up. Then there's an option to leave a comment. So that will be all on how to create a blog post on WordPress website. If you find this video helpful, kindly leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.